And we're live. Hi! Hi! We made it! Ah!
Hey.
Hi!
Yes!
Hi.
We did it! Hello, everyone. Welcome back. First game of the year, first game of the season. Back with Dragon Age. I don't need to introduce myself to Shet and all these wonderful people. That's their job. They're gonna do it. So we're just gonna start. We're just jumping in. We're gonna start. Our cast and crew is gonna introduce themselves, starting with our storyteller, and they're just gonna ask. Maud, can you take care of that? We're just gonna ask. Our random question. But it's not as random as you think it is. So Emma, go ahead and get started.
No, it's fairly good. Yeah. Sometimes they are pretty weird though. Hello. Speaking of pretty weird, it's me. I'm Emma, Hummalou on the internet. And I am here for season 4, everybody. It's exciting. Get hype. I am the storyteller for this game, and my question to everybody is, if your character could be summed up as a pizza topping, what would it be and why?
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or Alice Vamp on the internet, and tonight I will be playing Bella, a city elf rogue. And if Bella could be a pizza topping, there's two options, right? Goat cheese.
Because she's the goat.
She's the goat. And bacon for all my meat lovers, because bacon is, with the crispy bacon, so good.
Nice. Very good. Gambit, you're next.
I will not make the mistake of forgetting to mic myself up. So many meetings where you just talk and no one's there. Hi, I'm Gambit, and we'll be playing Arlen, our big mountain boy who can't wait to swing his axe once more. If I were a topping, I would be goat cheese. Because you expect to see cheese, but you don't expect it to taste differently.
So y'all are both goat cheese?
Both goat cheese.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
We're just that good.
Yeah. Plus, like, your hold animal is literally a giant goat, so I feel like it's appropriate for Arlen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's appropriate.
All right. Next up is Kay.
Hi, I'm the Kay Phoenix, otherwise known as Kay. I play Ophelia Van Canel. She's a Mortalitasi Navaran mage. If she were a pizza topping, I'd say she'd probably be Olives. She's a little salty, a little sweet, dark, a little exotic.
Perfect answer. Yeah, nice. All right.
Hey everybody. I'm Val. This is my channel. I bring our dwarf rogue hair connoisseur, soon to be wrestling league tycoon, lowborn dwarf Robin. And if they were a pizza topping, I think, you know what? Robin's not a pizza topping. Robin is the dough. Like, Robin is the actual
pizza
pie
bottom, yeah.
itself. Like, because she's a little bready and so am I. Like,
yeah.
So, hey, if you are new here, just kind of a heads up, if you kind of came in here those first 10 minutes and you saw all those that hype train get up to level 7 happen, well, as much as I appreciate all of that, Nightbot is even letting us know on time. This is viewer affected game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. If you were gifting subs earlier, we just sort of dispersed them through everyone. Alex did that for us. Thank you, Maud. Just to make sure that we all had a chance to do this. If you give 100 biddies, you can disperse rerolls to anyone you see here that rolls dice. If you subscribe to the channel and give subs, we get an auto crit success, 6-point success in this game. It's I love the crit system in the age system. I think it's great because it lets you really flavor things. If you give a $5 donations through Coffee or Streamlabs, you can give us a focus point, which is usually things we only get during level up. One person a focus point. So, that's for 4 people. It's $20 for all of us. But for $10, actually, what did I put? No, $5 is a focus point for all of us.
Yep.
$10 is a is a focus point. $10 is you get to create an NPC. Like, oh, my roommate's in here. $10 you get to create an NPC. You get to create their race, their class, and their name. And there are very few limits because we had a kobold, and kobolds don't exist. Their name was Cheez-Its, and they gave us what ended up being a dragon egg. So we have a dragon. Yeah.
Sparrow?
We have dragon. Their
No.
name is
Yeah.
Sparrowhawk. We
Sparrowhawk.
don't know if it's male or female yet. No one has gone up the cloaca to see. So
But we love them either way.
Yeah.
like there's no other way, and until the sexual dimorphism starts to happen as they get older. That being said, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. If they start doubling, tripling in size, you got a high dragon on your
Yeah.
hands, and she'll be female.
I'm gonna be sitting here sipping my coffee and eating my pastrami and cheese, or salami and cheese. But Emma, this is all you, friend. Go ahead.
Delightful. Hi, everybody. By the way, if I was a pizza topping, it'd probably just be like pepperoni feast because it's classic. You know,
Classic.
no nonsense. Okay. I have my little spiel, everyone, for what happened last season. Quite a lot happened, so I apologize ahead of time for how lengthy it gets. But it's very exciting. I hope you're all doing well. We are into our 4th season, which is quite exciting. There's a lot going on in the world of Thedas right now. And also outside of the world with the whole, game hype and the cartoon, which delicious. For this game, last season, the group dealt with an increasingly dangerous Thedas in the wake of the Fade Rift just opening up in the sky, as happens. Nervous about the repercussions and the safety of loved ones, they venture first to Orzammar. Robin had some reunions with their dad, an unexpected reunion with their ex and his wife, who, is in cahoots with the... It's fine, don't worry about it. There was a casual bit of blackmail later, and the group found themselves venturing into the deep roads, as one does. After a very difficult and lengthy journey, as is standard for the Deep Road quest, the group came back with papers for Robin's ex, evidence of his family's shady dealings for their own bit of blackmail, a broken leg after a horrid fight with poor old Sharo, a large mysterious egg, which we now know had a dragon in it, tales of a strange talking dragon-like creature that sold them some interesting things, and also tales of a talking darkspawn as they met the architect down there. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Also, one of the party's NPCs, Dara, our stoner himbo, appears to be infected with the blight. Yikes. After leaving the egg with Robin's twin, who was having a reunion with their dads, the gang then set off to deal with the Frostback Mountains. After dropping off Dara with, King Alistair to become a Grey Warden, Robin tried to offer him a blowjob. He said no. That was an important thing to mention. In the,
At least you tried.
At least you tried.
At least you tried.
Listen, I was one.
The maker loves a trier.
You never know unless you try,
Yeah. In the mountains, when we get there, Arlen receives a warm welcome, despite the tensions he expected after he left. There was a touching reconnection with his dying father, who had more details about the death of his mother. And also an expression of his deep regret over what had happened. Faywin had a conversation with the augur of the tribe, struggled with some internal conflict over his spirit friend, and eventually did tell his friends about said spirit friend, and it went not very well. There was some tension, and Robin put up some distance and boundaries over it all, realizing that perhaps the party was not being trusted with quite important information. Despite this conflict, the group competed alongside Arlen in a trial of the skies in order to win back his honor amongst his people. And after a triumphant success with much showy moves, they did succeed, and he earned himself a legend mark after explaining that the thing most important to him was protection for people. And he is now Arlen's Sky Shield, as our new overlay shows you. We closed off with Bella offering to help Arlen as they delve into the Antivan Crows, both of whom have some reason to do so. I'm sure that won't be go bad. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Faywin has prepared to take up the mantle as keeper for the new tribe. And as we can see, is no longer with us. He's off being a keeper. It's very exciting. And there's much to uncover, and there's hope for the future, and everything's all right. Still a hole in the sky, though.
Yeah.
So as we come back to our party members, there has been around about 2 to 3 months since the events of last season, and each of your characters have been trying to achieve certain things. For the most part, some of you are still basing yourselves out of High-Ever. Some have maybe gone further afield for a little bit of self-exploration, time to themselves, establishing some business links. So we will take it one at a time in the vague order of our intros, and see what you've been doing with those couple of months. We will be introducing our new member when we get there. So yeah, first of all, I believe we're starting off with Bella, right?
Yes. Bella has been expanding her contacts. She's done a few trips to High-Ever thanks to Rylan, because Rylan's from there, so he was able to get her in contact with a few people. And she spent some money there to help them rebuild after the last, I think, the 5th blight. So she spent some money there to help them rebuild, have Sharo help people rebuild by teaching them how to do woodwork, because he was a master craftsman in his tribe, and set up like a communal kitchen type of situation. She's also invested in Maranthan, because it is the place where there's a lot of warden activity going on, and she's like, we can keep an eye on this, so I'm just gonna invest some time in there. In Kirkwall, sorry, the first one was in Denerim, not High-Ever. It's in Denerim.
Yes.
My bad. I put High-Ever. Also because it is a political heart of Ferelden, kind of.
It is, yes.
And she's also spent some time in Kirkwall, because it's the heart of a lot of shit, in the words of my glorious game master.
Yeah.
So
a lot of shit's happened with Kirkwall.
A lot of shit happens in Kirkwall. So she has spent time and money creating a network called the Thorns. Bella's Thorns, to those who in the know of her. But the Thorns, to help her fellow elves. She's mainly working with the alienages, and keeping an ear to the ground and have people she can contact.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think anything really notable has happened in your time helping these elves? Any particular people who needed something significant, or programs you've tried to establish? It's a little bit of improv for us all.
That's fun.
What do you think you've been doing? Has anything really special to Bella happened?
I think while in these places, she has put time also in helping families, whether it be, oh, this person needs this medicine and we can't get it because either it's pricey or it grows here. She'll take on that job. Or, we need more books for teaching our little elf children. She's like, I'll get books. Because while she's kind of like the head of this network, I think she spends time with everyone that needs help in the alienage. She doesn't just sit in a office.
Mm-hmm.
She's very hands-on, so I think she has taken lots of jobs from the different alienages, like miscellaneous stuff, like, oh, I need this, I need that, oh, I need help with that. And I think that's her way, besides the contribution of money, to cement herself into the community, especially things that involve children.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that they have a place to go, that they have food, education, as much as she can get them. I think that's where she's really spent her personal time, and she hasn't really cared if it brings her money or not. A lot of the time, she'll decline any money that they give her.
Mm-hmm.
If they give her like an object or like rations or food or something like that, she'll accept happily. But she doesn't really accept money from those people. She'd rather they keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question? I don't
it
know.
Does. It does. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can you think of any particular challenges that she has come across, be it a person or an obstacle she's had to get over? And if so, where was that?
I feel like possibly the big obstacles might have been in Kirkwall, rather than Dunneran or High Ever, because she had inns there already. Um, I think being in a place that, again, because she's from Antigua, so she's not unaware of like indentured servitude or slavery. I think it was hard for her to get a foothold there, because not only is it like very obvious that elves are kind of treated as second class citizens there, more than, not that it doesn't happen everywhere here in Ferelden, but I feel like Kirkwall is a place where there's a lot of underbelly and a lot of big players. So I think with the social political climate of the world of the game, being a woman, being a city elf, that would have been difficult for her. So getting to be taken seriously in Kirkwall, I think, was her biggest thing to overcome.
Yeah. Okay. Where is your brother Marius right now?
She left him in High Ever unless he wanted to live somewhere else. She would not have let him go back to Antiva, but she's like, if you don't feel comfortable here, because she told him like, hey, you can work with Arlen's aunt at the glitter factory,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Because her brother used to work at a brothel in Antiva. So she's like, hey, I got you a place. It's not Antiva, but you can work here. You'll be safe. Trust these people. I trust Arlen's aunt to keep you safe. Cause she's big, Avar lady, and we love her.
Yes.
So unless he wanted to go anywhere else, I think she would have left him there because it's the safest. She knows the most people. Ryland's there constantly. Arlen's aunt is in the glitter factory if he works there as well, so she is aware. She's very protective of him, so she has a lot of contacts. So she would be like, "Stay here."
Yeah. He's
safe.
I imagine Fast made himself a bit of a favorite then. He has a way about him for that.
Yeah. She also counts on him to get information for her because he's just that kind of person, That kind
Likes a gossip. Yeah, he's just a twink. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Listen, she basically raised the boy. She knows him.
She knows him well. Yeah. Yeah, so you've he's essentially part of your network and is thriving in High Ever.
She leaves.
No.
She tells him, because she has a house there now that Shara
Yes.
told her.
Yes.
So she's told him like, hey, my house is your house. You can stay here. Obviously, she made sure that Shara made a room for him. And she's told him like, hey, you can stay here. If you don't want to stay here, that's fine. But this is your home as well. So you have a whole house to yourself when we're not here.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine he would. He would. Now, as you mentioned, Shadow last that we knew was starting to build you a home.
Cheryl, my husband to be. He gave me a
Yes, betrothal. Yeah,
betrothal dagger. It's
yes,
very fancy. I have it.
yes. So you do have a very, very fancy, finely made Dalish dagger made with ironwood, with ironbark, which is harder than metal. So it's a very significant thing amongst the Dalish. And as you say, it's part of their culture. When you're trying to uh propose to someone, you have to show them your value. And his value is in his craft. So yeah, he gave
Mastercraft.
you a Mastercrafting. How's the relationship going? What stage are you at in terms of your life events? Obviously, we've had a couple months now, so the house is done.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's going great. Still solid. They haven't really planned a wedding. That's kind of like
Okay.
we're engaged now. We don't know when we're gonna get married because there's a hole in the sky. Shit
Yeah.
gets going down. So
Yeah.
once we find a time that
Okay.
we're settled and not traveling constantly,
Yeah.
but it's going great. I think their morals align, even though it's not obvious. Especially with helping like the elves
Mhm.
in the world, whether it's city or Dalish. I think he has kind of like with the time he spent away from his tribe, because if you haven't watched season one, go watch it. A lot of shit happened to his tribe.
Yeah.
There's some elf on elf crime there. Um,
Elf on elf
um,
crime. There was. Okay.
yeah. I think their time together, especially now that he would have definitely been with her to like Denerim and
Mhm.
Amarantha and Kirkwall. I think he's become more aware of the reality of elves outside of Dalish culture and like
Mhm.
how they're treated. So I think even more now than ever, their morals align much more with helping
Yeah.
the elven community.
Yeah. He's in a unique situation. In that he's a Dalish elf choosing to live a settled life and come into a city. Usually they find their ways to the cities for unpleasant reasons. But yeah, so he's helping you with
Mm-hmm.
your mission. Very good. All right. We will come back around to you when we
Yeah.
move ourselves on in story wise, as a lot of the information is going to be coming out of your network, the Thorns. Next, our big old mountain man, Arlen Sky Shield, with your
Recently
legend
renamed.
mark. Yeah, artist formerly known as.
What I do is art, yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Everything you do is art.
I was gonna say everyone chopping up a head like that every day, it's art. It takes finesse.
Yeah. So, what has Arlen been up to? He's had 2 to 3 months. What endeavors has he been trying to achieve?
Well, he has opened up a shop,
Mm-hmm.
a workshop to put it plainly, into the alienage, where every day he comes out with a few elves, all at this point a little bit buffer than they were before, with toolboxes, 4x4s on their shoulders, heading out over to work and sprucing up the alienage a little bit, making sure it's up to code. What
Okay.
code? Arlen's code.
Arlen's code. Have you been working with Shower then? I imagine he's helping out with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also tried to get some contracts outside of the alienage so I can pay for reduced rate within the alienage. And I'm pretty sure something Shanae could be helpful with, because she is more of a people person than Arlen could be. She sees things that Arlen wouldn't, and Arlen is sometimes it's a bit, I don't want to say dumb, but
he's a himbo.
yes.
And we love himbos. We stand himbos in this household. So
especially those that look like sexy Santa.
Sexy Santa, yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
It was quite a Halloween party. I was in demand.
So You've established your business. Does it have a name?
See, I thought about it and then I forgot.
Chopping wood.
No. Yeah, see, just that it's called Arlen's Wood.
Ireland's Wood. Okay, nice.
Shop. Arlen's Wood Shop.
Ireland's Wood Shop.
There's a very
There's
large
like
space.
Ireland's Wood, and then there's like a like a
I
little
an
imagine
addition.
it was Arlen's Wood for a second, and then
Yeah.
Robin's like, that means your dick, right?
And then I just made it longer.
you made
As
the
one
wood
does.
longer. Gotcha.
Yeah,
With the
Sinead
sign,
helped.
yes.
Sinead helped. Yeah. Okay. So you're welcome. All right. So knowing that one of your friends, part of your chosen family now, has been trying to establish herself in other towns and certainly helping elves and alienages, have you decided if you're going to branch out?
I
Or
mean,
are you
I am
sticking to
training
High-Ever?
the next step up, which is to expand into franchises.
Okay, so that's like it's on the docket. It's something that you plan on doing, and it has
Yes.
not been to just yet. Okay, you're
Correct.
just starting Ireland's Wood, so
Yes. And I want
Shop.
to yes, thank you. The last
Yeah.
part is very important.
Yeah, the gap though, you have to leave the okay. So speaking of Sinead, do you how are things?
Things are very well, and we might be trying to do things together, but considering that there's a big hole in the sky, we're careful. I would love to have a bigger family here, that's for sure,
Okay.
and so does she. But the planet's doom that's in the sky is putting a bit of a break to this.
So it's getting serious, is what we're saying.
Very serious.
Oh.
Y'all are talking
Very nice.
about making little Arlens.
Yeah.
Yes. The world is not
Which-
ready for that.
That poor woman, those babies are not gonna be small.
Oh my god, I didn't think about that. Can we,
She's
can we
little.
adopt instead? Can we adopt?
Listen,
I think
you
it
know-
might there's probably a bunch of kids that would love for me to be their father.
There absolutely would be, yes. I mean, the alienages, especially like with the blight having happened about 10-ish years ago, there'll be a lot of orphans in all sorts of places. So
Okay. I can see myself making like on the side Arlen's kindergarten.
like daddy daycare.
Yes, but not for daddies, for me to be a daddy.
Someone
In-
else
in
can
practice.
take that
So-
business
so-
model then, daddy daycare.
I just imagine it like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, lots of crossovers. We love it.
I love it.
And of course I'm gonna be fully staffed with guys that have biceps bigger than their heads.
Just
okay,
the
it's
buffest of
important.
daddies.
Yeah,
I
so
feel
it's
Shia
it's daddy
would, like,
daycare.
We'll be like, I can help.
Yeah, he'd help. Get his practice in. What? So
What?
nothing.
Emma, what are you planning?
Nothing. Okay. So we've got our business. We are potentially franchising in the future, considering a daycare center. How's the aunt?
Every Saturday we go there for brunch. Because Sunday's a very big day for her. She's too busy.
Okay.
But yes,
And the
I
brunches
keep
at the Glitter Factory are phenomenal.
yes.
Like-
No.
Yes. Well, it's well established. For the audience at home, the reason it's called the Glitter Factory is a nod to Parks and Rec because there is a a strip joint there that does the best brunches. So therefore, we have not only a Glitter Factory here where you can go and watch a show, tasteful, delightful, but arguably some of the best meals in High ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chefs are world renowned.
Sure. Just for my player's sake, I put up the picture again of the aunt because I feel like we all deserved it. Tall, striking woman with blonde hair and a very long braid, side shaves, and she is mighty and delightful.
She's alright. She's fine.
Mira.
You know.
She's well, I mean, you know.
She still
You
beats
know.
me at what I forget what it's called.
Arm wrestling? Because
Arm wrestling,
please
yeah,
don't end that
she-
sentence where it was.
She still beats me.
She
Listen,
beats me too, but it's all fun.
have you been keeping in touch with your tribe back home in the Frostbacks?
I mean, I do hire a messenger to go there and back, and that's all he does. He goes there, brings messages, comes back. I have new messages. It's a long trek, so that's
Yeah.
his full-time job.
Okay.
No 401k, unfortunately. But yes,
Okay.
I do keep
Alright.
I do keep in touch. I write letters as often as I can,
Mhm.
and I hope I receive any letters. I try to craft a letter that is good for everyone and has a passage for specific people, so it can be read out
Okay.
loud in
Yeah.
a communal fashion.
Yes. Because your people are very communal in how they live. Yeah. Yeah. You do get letters back. And occasionally you'll get like the little stack that have all been tied together. So like individual people have maybe sent you some replies now and then.
Aw.
But your connection with them is still alive and well. Okay. Very good. Arlen, Sky Shield. Shop. Robin.
Oh, man, Robin. Robin's
Yeah.
been busy too.
Last we checked in, there was some internal conflict with Tet's relations and
Yeah.
your partner,
Yeah.
you know,
All
having a Grey Warden.
There's just some stuff going on. All right, so
Yeah. Let's
first
go.
and foremost, Robin has fallen in love with this idea of staged fight matches for entertainment, where nobody gets really hurt on purpose. And she was involved in it, and she sees a business opportunity in this. The issue with something like this, something that is performance, a lot of money has to go into it because there's a lot of risk factors, because you can get hurt, right? And the issue with that is finding investors. So she has been on the hunt for investors, and the problem with that, there's a hole in the sky.
Yes, it's not the time for investing
So,
in. I mean, arguably, it's the perfect time. Everyone
Right.
needs a distraction right now.
Right, but it's the people that you would normally go, because she still works for her parents, in that she is always collecting in her travels ingredients and advertising hair and skin care products, because that is her family business. But she's 35 years old, and she would like to establish herself in a way. So and it's been difficult, but with the prospects of going on the other side of the water, maybe not in Ferelden, not in Orlais, but on the other side, there could be some prospects there. That being said, this requires her to be very mobile, and she is not. She has checked in with her friends whenever she can, but part of that, her last visit with Dara, her beautiful stoner elf partner,
Yes.
they had to have a talk. In that they're not together, right? But he's got duties that he has to tend to. There's a new keeper, and he's now a Grey Warden. And that can be a bit confining. And Robin's not someone to be confined. She's very adventurous, both business-wise, and she's a slut. So, I mean, she is. Like,
Yeah.
like, and so, she doesn't want him to have to wait for her. She will always love him, and they will always be together in a sense because she's not a monogamous slut, and neither is he. But the prospect of growing old together is on the fence, sort of say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Not necessarily that all of us are aware of it, but we as players are aware. Grey Wardens have a relatively short shelf life.
That being said, they've adopted a lot of things together. Like,
yeah.
so she has left him in charge of the cat.
Okay.
So he has Magpie. Just
Magpie.
because traveling at the rate that she goes, cats don't do well, in high stress situations. So, which means sometimes the cat gets to hang out with King Alistair. Who's gonna complain about that? So, however, Finch stays with her. Finch is our construct that we established, and Finch is coming into their own as a person of agency, and Robin has been there through the entirety of this and wants to stay there for the entirety of this. Sparrowhawk, the dragon, is with, like, Bella and Robin are co-parenting, like, bestie.
Yeah,
like,
Dara's
co-parenting
that's
the dragon.
Yeah, this is our child.
Yeah, this is our child because, just you don't have to co-parent with a romantic partner or a sexual partner. You could just co-parent with your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, we have established this.
Bestie parents.
Like,
Bestie parents.
So that's what's happening. Yeah, with Robin, and it's a little frustrated that she's not gotten investors, but at the same time, it's like, it's just that's just business.
Have you perhaps been back to Arlen's home to perhaps participate in more of their fights, or observe it, or take
Definitely
notes,
to,
or
like,
ask them about,
observe
like,
it. Yeah.
how they establish ground rules, how do you equally match people? You can definitely have got in touch with the people there who
Absolutely
coordinate that to give you a bit of an idea of the logistics about how to run that kind of thing. I think while you were there, those who took part, especially those that fought against you guys, because you guys put up a really good fight, and it was like quite eye-opening to what they're used to, because the way that they fight was very different to how you guys deal with things. So upon hearing that you are starting this, they've already been like, can we put our names down, please? Like, we want to be involved. They are excited for when that becomes a thing. They're not necessarily in a financial place to be considered backers, but they are willing participants should you get that off the ground. So you've got a bit of an interest there, and some people who are willing to help with that for sure. Okay. Very good.
And Robin doesn't want to be a bad boss because fuck capitalism, so she wants to make sure that everyone's gonna get paid, especially the performers, fighters.
Yes, your the performance fighters. Yeah. No, that's setting out your good socialist business plan. We'll love to see it. Yeah, because fuck capitalism. Really.
Yeah, because she's from Osmar, so she sees what late stage capitalism becomes. She sees that.
And like tangling with Jacoby, which arguably you have information on him. You have him quite literally and figuratively by the balls with that. So
I can make
if
this
you're
man
looking
my
for
bitch if I wanted to, or at least
if you're looking for someone to invest, you might be able to get some money out of him for that.
Possibly.
Hush money.
Just like the issue is that I definitely don't want the Carter involved. That's the tough
his wife
part.
is involved in the if anyone was going to try and muscle their way into something like organized fighting, the Carter might want to come in and corrupt that system, so I understand.
Fighting corruption. But
Okay.
That's what's been happening.
Very good. Yeah. So, needless to say, we have all been up to quite a bit, although it's only been a couple months. As is the case when we have adventuring parties, you cram in an entire lifetime's worth of stuff in what is actually only maybe a month in game. It's just the way that adventuring works in TTRPG. So
What can happen in a month?
hell yeah. Just look at January. So the world is fine. Don't worry about it, guys.
January happened really, really slow for me. Like, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but January
it was rough.
Rough this year.
Yeah. Escapism. So we have been a busy little group. You have seen off Faywin. We are planning to organize a session off table just so the audience are aware where we're going to do a bit of the goodbye and the transition of Faywin becoming the keeper, and record it so that we can show you some highlights of that. But you did get to say goodbye to Faywin. Not all of the elves that you have befriended and connected to over the course of these 3 seasons go with the clan. A couple have stayed behind in the alienage, Shara being one of them, obviously. Dara is not traveling with them right now, but knows that he can either hook up with them or start to travel around should he wish. Right now he's dealing with the fact he's just become a Grey Warden. But a lot of them have moved on now. And in coming together as a group, I imagine with some you'll never guess what's happened to me going on, plans are being made to set forth away from Ferelden. A lot of your business has been here, and you've quite literally been all over the map. But looking forward to Antiva, a couple of you have some scores to settle up there, information to gather, and in some cases, retribution to be taken against a certain...
I got bitches to shank.
Some bitches need shanked, you're correct. And if anywhere there is some shanking of bitches going on, it's Antiva.
And if Bella has bitches to shank, Robin has bitches to shank.
Yes, there will be much shanking to be had.
And Arlen does too, because they did take Sinead's hand.
They literally chopped off Sinead's hand. Yeah, her sword arm, no less. So,
Big going down.
yeah.
He's yelling timber.
Arlen's wood shop. So, you're making plans to go to Antiva, but there's a little order of business that we have agreed to deal with. Something that was promised back at the start of season 2. Where when in the Fade you encountered a spirit who was keen to help you along your way and assist in your exit from the Fade. And when asked if there was anything that could be done in return, I've had it pointed out a couple times. It was Faywin who made this promise, but
Yes.
we were all there and we all got assisted out. That they have a mage that they have a special connection to, and would like them to have been touched base with. They were worried about them, breakdown in communication, it seemed, and they were worried about that. So they requested if you could go to visit this person, and they are in Navarra.
Yes.
I'm interested, anyone who feels like their character, upon figuring this out and wanting to go, how much you may know as characters about Navarra. So if you have either a straight cunning roll, or if you feel that you have a focus that applies, we'll do our first rolls of the game.
First rolls.
Hey, high
First
five.
rolls of the game. What's up?
You said what rolls? You said
Cunning.
It's a cunning roll because it's based around your knowledge. If you have things like
I have
local knowledge, if
cultural.
you've got cultural lore would work. Yes. Yep.
I want to use military lore.
Okay. You can. Whatever your focuses are, obviously tailors the information that I give you. But you know, if you have a bit of a variety in your people,
I got the 13.
And I got
13.
a 12.
Also gonna
Okay.
do cultural lore.
Yep. Yep.
Robin's good. Robin, you got this.
Robin's a tradesman. Like,
Yeah.
Listen.
They know everything.
I only
I'm
know
writing
that
the name
there's
down here.
someone I can talk to there. That's it.
You've been given someone that you can talk to, yes. So we'll get around to your conversations with Rowan in a minute. But yes. So also as a reminder to you guys, although I already sent you guys this, Penelope Dundas was the name of the mage.
I have
that
it in
they were
my
wanting you
notes.
to-
Same.
Yeah, I have a note. So we are, you know what, those rolls are good because like 11 is a simple pass. And then we have Robin, who, I mean, it makes sense. With not only a trader, but if we think of geographically, where Orzammar is, the coastline of Navarra is literally just across the Waking Sea.
Yeah.
So geographically, you're fairly close as well. Okay. So, Navarra is an interesting place. Much like a lot of Thedas, it actually was the Tevinter Imperium. It was part of the Imperium for a long time. All of the free marches were as well. And it's gone through periods of historical interest where it became a thing. Palnacine, I think, was the original name for Navarra. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kay knows about as much as I do with these names.
Probably
I feel
not
that you would
wrong.
know. And there was changing of hands of who's ruling it. They are a place that is ruled by a royal family. Game players, we will know that Cassandra's from there, and the Pentaghasts are, apart from one period in history, were the main rulers. They are famed dragon hunters. In fact, until the point at which the year like 0 or the year 1 dragon of Dragon Age, it's why it's called Dragon Age. The Dragon Age started because dragons came back from extinction because the Navarrans were so good at their dragon hunting, they literally drove them into extinction. Your characters may have thoughts on that.
Might not
They-
want to bring Sparrowhawk.
I didn't say, but I'm glad we made that establishment. Yeah, you might want to keep Sparrowhawks. So, I mean, it might just be a curiosity to them. Sometimes in countries where there's a certain thing that you're famed for hunting, having one as a pet might be a thing. So, you know, you might be fine. Just don't leave them unattended, I guess. The most notable thing about Navarra, however, is that unlike the rest of Thedas, where the chantry and faith in the Maker is a thing. For most countries in Thedas, they burn their dead because it was like that whole Andraste was burned alive for our sins, therefore we all must burn when we die so that we can return to the Maker. So most places do cremation. Navarra, however, they do embalming and like mummifying, and they have a whole practice. With an 18, like that's a really good roll. So you know that about Navarra, whereas the other two maybe don't know that. Maybe just like little whispers. You would know that they have a whole section of mages whose job it is to kind of oversee the dead. There is more to the lore of that, but I feel like you would really have to have quite expert knowledge or be from there to be privy to some of that. But I would say Robin's reason for knowing about all this stuff is that there is interesting connections in your experimental hair, bath, body products and embalming fluid. And the way that they preserve the dead, there's some interesting connections and similar, like shared ingredients to skincare routines to, like, you know, help collagen or like there's things, there's reasons why it would connect.
Yeah.
So you are actually quite familiar with that, and perhaps in trading when you get to probably Cumberland rather than up into Navarra City. And Cumberland it's one of the biggest cities in the whole of Thedas. And you probably do a decent amount of trade there with those kind of ingredients. So you have an awareness of Navarra. You probably have your own connections there too. I imagine that there's a lot of dwarves in Cumberland that are set up. There'll be a little like dwarven quarter of the markets and what have you. Bella, while you don't necessarily have all of that lore that I just said there, you do have a connection to an elf in the alienage in Navarra City. You requested that Rylan look into Navarra and this person, and it took a while. This is probably like fresh news you've just received. Took him a long time. But he did find records, because elves, listen, if you're like the servants and the people who work in the house, you can get access to all kinds of things. So he knows that that name appears to line up with someone who's in Navarra City itself. So that's probably where you're going to want to go to start looking. And he was tipped that you might want to go specifically to the Great Grand Necropolis. That word, man.
Necropolis?
It's rare that words. Yeah, it's rare that words stumble me. Well, apart from when I've got my B12 injection due, which it is. Necropolis. There we go. To start there, but that's going to be a challenge for you, because getting in there is tricky unless you have a very good reason for it.
What do I know of the necropolis?
You know that it is within and like attached to Navarra City, which is like their capital. And you know that it's so big, it's basically a city itself. And that's where all of their dead are.
So it's almost like the Vatican, but dead people.
But dead people.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Vatican, but dead people.
You won't know the lore as to why, but maybe this is something you could find out about whether it's true or not. Because you know what gossip is like? When people gossip about places, a lot of the times it's just people being a bit intolerant about certain things and spreading rumors. But then the necropolis, while it's uncommon for visitors and like foreigners to be in there, unless they're like, you know, high up official people who have a reason to visit, that you can hear like the moans and cries of the dead, like that they are alive in there, and that there's creepy shit that goes on, and there's lots of, it's like a death magic cult basically.
Yeah,
is what you've heard.
Is it scalable? I'm not saying
everything's scalable if you try hard.
I'm just saying I have a reputation of scaling a lot of things and climbing a lot of things, and one person, but
not impossible, but it's very everything is possible if you try hard enough.
Okay.
So the bulk of the necropolis is underground.
Yeah. And like you've got the main, like, and it's huge.
Okay. The building is like the Vatican above ground, but underground is like levels and levels and levels and mazes of dead people. Yeah.
Okay. Would she know this? Just in general knowledge, like there's the top part and then there's the bottom part. Okay, just the top part. Got it.
Not necessarily. Robin might have some awareness that there's. At least on a hearsay with an 18 roll, absolutely, she'll have some awareness. So when you guys are strategizing, you're gonna have to get yourself to Navarra. You're most likely to land in Cumberland, which is on the coastline, and then have to like travel north. But there's gonna be very frequent carriage travel between the two. So, it's a case of you're gonna have to go there with a decent reason for being there, an actual decent reason for being there, a made up really decent reason for being there, and bluff the fuck out of it, which, you know, there's 2 rogues in your party, you should be good at that. Scaling maybe to get on the inside, but then you've to somehow manage to make your way down, and that place is absolutely teeming with mages whose job it is to protect the dead. So
maybe not. Maybe that's plan Z.
Nothing's impossible when there's dice rolls between you and success.
I have so many autocrits.
Just like there.
I might have to start limiting how much you guys can use in a session, but you know what? You guys are here to be heroes. Let's be heroic.
That's fair.
I trust you guys. Listen, I know you guys don't take
advantage
of it.
You gave like 20 of those, so I don't.
Yeah, you
But
did.
listen, my
Anyway.
generosity is we good. Don't worry. I love you guys, and I trust you to be heroic and reasonable with it. Yeah, you can. You know what? It's possible, but
So,
yeah,
what I'm gathering is we gotta get into the necropolis to talk to this mage that the
Yeah.
spirit asked us to check up on, but the necropolis is locked down. Like, you just can't go in there without a good reason, right?
But
good reason,
there's
yes.
okay. Inside there's the mage we have to talk to, the contact I have.
Yeah.
The contact you have is not in the necropolis. There's
it's
not
in
likely to be any
Navarre
elves
City.
in there. No,
Okay.
they'll
Okay.
be in
So-
the alienation University. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
does the necropolis need the ingredients for embalmment?
If you go there as like a bulk seller of such, quite possibly.
I mean, I might not be this. I might be there to take some orders while I'm here, because it's not very
Listen,
often
yeah.
that you know, a cadrick's on this side of the water, right?
Yeah.
And I need to take some orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Just
could
saying.
also get in touch with my contact and be like, "Yo, how can we get in there?"
Because there's likely to be elven like servants who work in there, because these places, like, people have, think like ancient Egypt levels of I am alive but I'm building my pyramid and my tomb and I'm doing that now and it's going to be bigger than yours. There's a lot of that goes on as well. And you can go down and actually visit your ancestors. But that I don't know if you guys would necessarily know that, but as players, I think the Lord, like, Cassandra was brought down to be introduced to her ancestor Casper. So, you know, it's a thing.
Okay. Now, where are we currently?
You are in High Ever. You're coming back. It's the home base for a couple of you, so
Mhm.
I imagine this is where you kind of get together. You've had a drink. You've been catching up on what all you've been getting up to, all of your business plans, shop, and then you know you're strategizing now. This thing that you do need to do.
Yeah, because Bella would be like, "Listen, I don't want to owe a favor to no fate spirit, okay? I don't want to know what happens if we don't go through with it. I've had enough of the fade. Let's just go there, get it through. We have to go to Antiva anyway. We can go up the river and go straight to Antiva. You know, after that."
So we just can't walk up and be like, "Hey, a fade spirit told us to come talk to a mage," right?
I
Like,
mean,
we
I'm
can't.
not to everyone,
well-
but if to the lady, I feel like if we were like, "Oh,
Right, but
fade
to
spirit,"
get
I think
to
she would
the-
know which one.
What I will say is, Robin, with your role, you suspect, you don't know as hard knowledge that you know that this is a thing, but you've heard,
Yeah.
and whether it's just whispers or not, that actually their connection to spirits is about as open-minded as the Avar.
Mm-hmm.
What
And we
they
could
do with the
definitely-
spirits, you don't know. Maybe you could find out when you get there. You could ask. But you suspect that their connection relationship with spirits is as positive as the Avar. So going in there with, I'm here to take orders because I can get these ingredients for you. Also, a spirit from their fate has asked us to pass on a message. Would you be able to either pass it on or you would.
And I think what Robin would end up doing, if we are going to go with the I am here on business route on top of that, is that they would send a letter ahead of them to like, "Hey, I'm going to be here with samples. Maybe prepare your order for me to send back." So I'm not like surprising them at the gate sort of thing.
Realistically, this could be a very interesting actual business opportunity for the cadre.
You could get your money for your wrestling.
Yeah,
Could.
not only do they have like embalming things, but in preparing the dead, you have to deal with things like hair and face and
Hair and makeup.
you have to treat the body in order to inter it. So, and they worship them.
Just saying.
Supposedly, whether that's real or not, you're not sure.
Yeah, gotta lotion the dead.
But hey, Yeah.
Because I
It
mean,
puts the lotion on its skin.
we can't have ashy people like in their caskets, okay?
They keep them moisturized so they don't crack.
yeah.
Bella's like, look at me.
yeah.
I'm alive and moisturized. Imagine what you can do for your dead. I'm just
Like
saying.
imagine, like you wouldn't even know.
Look at his beard. Glorious.
Have you
Beard
seen my
oil for
hands?
the
No
deceased.
callus.
Imagine. Yeah, no, I can. If we
Yeah.
want to go that
So
route, I can provide that route for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Worst case scenario, we can straight up be like, yo, we were in the Fae and the Fae spirit was like, you need to talk to someone in there.
Like as you say that, like Robin just sort of laughs. It's like worst case scenario, we just kill everyone and go in ourselves.
Yeah.
They're already where they're supposed to be if they're dead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's not the worst case scenario can always be worse, is what I'm trying to say.
There have been worse plans. So
There have been worse plans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I also suggest that we leave Sparrowhawk here.
Oh, in the alienage? Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because I know Navarra was like, hey, we hunt dragons
That is
to
true.
the point of
Mhm.
extinction.
That's
So
true.
maybe we can trust someone. Marius could probably take care of it. He owes me. I mean, he doesn't really owe me. He's my brother, but it's
We
fine.
can leave it with the kindergartners.
We can leave him with the
Whoa. They
Classroom
are
pet.
under my care.
I'm just
Maybe
saying. I'm
can
just
they-
saying. Like like
Is he good with kids though? I mean,
I'm sure he loves children.
Yeah.
The only way he's familiar with children is eating things of a similar size.
they're made for each other. Then you can take over the kindergarten when we're out. To just give them chicken nuggies all the time. I'd be okay with that.
I might see if Sinead can take care of Sparrowhawk. While we
Like
go.
worst case scenario, we can leave it with King Alistair.
Hey King,
I don't
here you
know
go.
Sparrowhawk into like some sort of weapon of war. I'm just saying.
That is fair. I think he's too nice for that, but okay.
You never know.
Alistair's like a pacifist, yeah.
But
There's a hole in the sky, so you never know.
here's my. So the dragon's what, 2 months old, right? About 2,
Yeah.
3 months old.
Yeah.
How big is it?
3 months. Like a Great Dane.
Like a Great Dane. How big
Yeah.
is it? How big was it when it was born?
Like a corgi.
No.
Chihuahua.
Well, like corgi maybe when first born, but the
Yeah.
speed at which growing was fairly like spaniel sized, maybe like, and then like Chonker's Labrador,
Mhm.
you know, the heavy set ones.
Yeah.
Chunky ones.
Yeah.
Can I-
So it's
Can I do nature lore to
Yes.
evaluate how fast this thing is growing, the rate in which it's growing? Because
Yeah.
my concern is it's going to outgrow the alienage before we get back.
Only if it's a high,
Yes.
like a high dragon.
That's what I'm trying to figure. Like, here's the thing.
You're hoping for a boy.
It's old enough. We could check its cloaca.
If you want to do that, you're free to do that. I am not doing that to a dragon.
It's how you tell. So
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You can do it.
it's a very medical process. It's a medical process
Yes.
here.
It-
Mhm.
Yep. So I'm gonna ask for a nature roll first.
Mhm.
Okay.
With some stud points. So
What's okay? We'll
Yeah.
say
Bad.
it's you have come away with injuries you did not have before.
I have a question. Can Finch
yes.
help hold the dragon's face?
The way that you like the way that you hold wombats.
Yeah.
like, you have to like get them up under their elbows.
Can Finch
yes.
assist?
I'll
Okay.
I'll allow you to roll twice then
Okay.
with an assist.
It's not any better.
It's
Not any better.
about the same.
It's about the same. It's okay. I got some. The hind legs definitely scratched me. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah,
alright.
so you're
Bella will patch
you're
her up,
injured.
it's fine.
And then I'm gonna ask for a roll of a dice, any dice. Odds. It's a boy. Evens. It's a girl.
Okay.
We'll let
you
the
know
dice
what?
decide.
We're gonna go ahead and roll a d20 on this, just because
Okay.
I want like the best result possible, and because I know Bolt gifted some stuff. Bolt also gifted me new dice. Him and Cat, and there are little velociraptors on it.
Okay, that's perfect.
That is
So
cute.
and
That's
it came with
perfect.
two.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to do this.
So odds boy, evens girl.
Okay, it's a 4.
It's a 4.
It's a 4.
Okay. So
okay.
Bella's gonna ask Shadow
you've
if
got
she
a
can-
little girl.
Bella's gonna ask Shadow if she can craft a harness for this dragon girl
Okay, so
that they
hold on
can
a second.
use because they will be traveling with us.
So there is a moment where, like, I've done this medical procedure, on the, you do it with your crocodiles all the time, and I've not raised any crocodiles. She just pulls back with gloves.
Yep.
It has a moment and is like, looks at my friends. It's like, she's gonna get big. She's gonna get big. Sparrowhawk's is a lady.
Yeah. And she's a ways off. I mean, she's only a few months old, so it's a ways off even for getting wings. So you're not going to be dealing with
but she's gonna
a
get
big
big
mom until she's adulthood. But
Yeah.
she's going to be sizable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, then we take her, right? I'm going to need a special harness to be made for her.
Okay.
So I need you to take her measurements, Shadow.
And they
Make
need to be
something
adjustable.
that can expand. Yeah, that's adjustable. So we can use it for a little bit.
I feel like she's gonna reach a size at a point where a harness stops being.
I'm aware.
Okay.
It's okay. Well, we will cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. And can you make it so that it's not a leash, but like a stiff handle on her that we can grab onto?
Like ironbark, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Arlen's woodshop stiff.
Yep.
I high five
Arlen's
you.
woodshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arlen, do you want to help with that part?
I have the tools, I have the know-how, and
I would say, Arlen, actually, in these couple of months, it's gonna take you like maybe like a year's, like it'll take a while to like reach master craftsman status, like otherwise. But he is teaching you. He doesn't need to teach you about the actual chopping of the wood. You're the expert there. And basic working with wood, but there's a way in which Dalish master craftsmen use iron, because it is as hard as metal, but they have ways of working it. And the beautiful landships that they build, the Aravels. So he's been teaching you some tricks as well. I imagine the two of you are becoming quite close over wood.
yes.
So he'll have you assist, but he will get a harness ready for you guys and a stick with which to.
It's like those handles that like service dogs have.
Yeah.
Instead of a leash, it's like it comes like.
Yeah, he's gonna rig
sides.
up where he's got like two. There's like one either side, so either you can take one side each, or when she's still quite little, you can have 2 sticks, because then he can conduct a little easier with on either side, rather than a central point. But he's also gonna have leather, like pliable leather, there if you need something that's like a softer one. But he will also have made her what is effectively like decorative harness piece to put on her head that sort of accentuates where she's probably getting, you know, like little nubs. She doesn't have her horns yet, but she's getting little nubbies. But
I want to. Go
he's
ahead. Sorry.
making it purposefully and like beautiful Dalish like patterning and how he's doing it. With the intention of making her very obviously look like a pet.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
I feel like through this, Bella has talked to whatever Quinari she has found. Like, how do you take care of growing horns?
Oh yeah, you know what? They'll talk your ear off about horn.
Yeah.
In fact, to the point that I imagine if Robin, if you were present, you can take some notes and be like, you know what,
She's
this is
bio right now.
oh she well there you go. So she can kind of take
Yeah.
part in that as well and do start to get a little corner in the market for that as well.
I feel like they're like, oh, are you racing a Quinari base? It's like, dragon. Please don't kill it.
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, I guess then you would have had a lengthy conversation with this person. The Canary like venerate, like they admire dragons and feel that they are kin of dragons. So yeah, they'll have what to meet her. And
she's met so many Quinari, and they're like they love her.
Yeah, they all come around for like cuddle time with the dragon.
Quinari start visiting the Elginish.
Yeah.
I mean, increase foot traffic. That's good.
Yeah, we were saying that Robin is gonna have had conversations with these Canary about ways to products you can use for horns that are growing in, and you can be like, you know what, I can get ingredients for that.
Yeah, because Bella was like, well, we need something because she keeps scratching her head everywhere, and I need something to take care of her.
Listen, like, we live next to the water. We can get coconuts.
Yeah, I don't know if the climate in Ferelden would have coconuts, but you know where we'll have
from
coconuts.
Antiva.
Antiva.
Yeah. Antiva has coconuts. It's fine. Also, I know you're doing your wrestling thing. It's a surprise, but I'm gonna take you somewhere in Antiva. Okay? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Anyway, we have the harness. We have her horn bombs. We have sort of a plan.
Yeah, I sent the letter like some time ago.
You sent the letter.
I had a time, so they'll be expecting me. Yeah.
Can actually, what if I send a letter specifically asking for an audience with Penelope Dundas?
You know, it doesn't hurt. It really doesn't. It really doesn't hurt. Like we could send it at the same time. I could have just mentioned in the letter that one of my associates would also like to see if Penelope can meet with us while we're there. Yeah. You know,
I will. Yeah, send
like
an old contact of hers that asked this favor and that they want to meet with her. Yeah.
Yeah, just send it there. And hopefully, it'll just be easier for us when we get there. If not, we'll again, you know, we'll find a way in. Not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I understand correctly, all we know about Penelope is that she's a mage. Not that she's royalty, not that she's
she's
high
a
priest
mage
or something.
in the necropolis, so it's hard to get in there.
So that's some sort of like position by itself.
Yeah.
So sending a letter of hey, we're requesting audience.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay.
So we have a plan. We have a harness for our female dragon. Don't worry about it.
It's a boy, definitely a boy.
Yeah. You do receive back word as you're preparing to leave, because ravens can be fairly quick, that they're happy to meet with you about potential trade deals, and that you will be given a meeting to discuss Penelope Dundas.
Okay.
That's more than we probably would get.
Listen,
so hey,
we got that. Like, listen, let's get on a boat.
Yeah.
Let's get on the boat.
And
can we not take a boat? Like,
we're on a boat.
No, you have to take a boat.
No. We're going on a boat. So with the prospect of being on a boat, maybe seeing whales, I believe we're at time for our break, and we will be in Navarra when we come back, everybody.
All right,
Go
everyone.
get your bios.
Yep,
It's a girl.
it's a girl. We're taking a 10-minute
Gender
break,
reveal.
everyone. We will be back at 1:38 Pacific Standard Time, and we will see you then as we continue. See you soon.
Easy.
Mike's growing hot. And we're back. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Second half, episode
Yeah.
1, season 4, Dragon Age. Let's go. We're back. Let's just jump into it, Emma. You got us.
Hell yeah, jump straight into it. So, we are on our way. You're on a boat. T-Pain's not there, though.
What a boat!
Now listen, for 200, can we get in for like a cameo?
I mean, really, you just
Listen.
have to, like, do the $10 donation, right? Like, and
Yeah.
make, you know, a bard.
T-Pain
that
the
is
NPC.
T-Pain.
Yeah, and you encounter him on your travels. I would do that.
Yeah.
£10 donation, everybody.
I'm
Worth
just,
it.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
people who are listening in, if you want T-Pain to be an NPC in this game,
Yeah. Do it. You know, we're going on a boat. And we've
$10,
got
yeah.
Bella, and we've got Arlen. We're taking Robin and
Yeah.
T-Pain.
And T-Pain.
That song was a cultural moment, everybody. You can't
It
tell
is.
me otherwise. Fight me. A nautical themed Pashmina Afghan. So we are traveling. I was going to cut us into we've arrived in Navarra, but I believe Bella wants to have a moment on the boat. So I will allow you to have your moment on the boat before we arrive. The Grand Necropolis.
Hey, Rylan. How you doing?
All right.
You doing fine with the boat and everything?
Yeah, I'm all right. I don't mind boats actually. Kind of exciting.
Finally.
Yeah, like rocks you to sleep, provided it's not wild. Throw you out. I've been thrown out of a bed before. Have you
that's
ever been
very
thrown out of
true.
a bed?
Yes.
Nah. Yeah.
So we have Finch, Andriel, Sparrowhawk. There's something that I thought you would be. We all really thought that you would be so interested to know because you love Sparrowhawk, right?
Yes.
She's great.
She's amazing. Listen,
Yeah.
get to meet a dragon.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You love her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's an amazing little dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what?
I just
I'm
think she's
confused.
great, and I wanted to make sure that you thought she was great.
I do think she's great.
she's great, Rylan.
She-
Her.
Oh.
Like I'm
Oh.
like wrapped in a
Oh.
blanket, and I was like, God, he's so dumb. Like,
Fucking hell. Okay.
She's great.
I'm about equal measures. Absolutely ecstatic and fucking terrified.
But
You're
she knows
aware
you.
how.
Yes, we are all
I'm not
aware.
scared that she's gonna hurt me. Listen, me and her, we solid, yeah, but she gonna be a big girl. Big
Yes.
girl. Oh my goodness.
She's I've been told she's I forgot what she was. She is
Like a
a
modern
modern
storm rider.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I could show you pictures. I don't have them with me right now, but I could show you pictures.
I would love
I
to
could
see the
probably draw
pictures.
one.
You're our resident dragon historian.
Yeah,
Yes.
specialist interest.
Yes.
She's not really,
figured
like,
you
business
should
in it,
know
but
that
I'm-
she's a she. That's why Robin's got all the.
Oh, you went right. You're brave, Robin.
yeah, I know.
Surprised you've still got all your fingers.
It's not the worst place my fingers have been, honestly. So.
I can respect that. Yeah. Well.
That's what I want to tell you. Thought it would be great. I'm excited.
Is it what you were
Very.
expecting in terms of reaction?
I don't
Took me a
know.
while.
Yeah, it did take you a while, but
Yeah.
I blocked.
Well,
in time
you
for that.
buried the lead a little bit, didn't you? You didn't just come out and tell me.
No, I thought
Fucking
it'd be funny
cheese.
to see how long it would take you. I'm not going to lie.
Sorry, I ruined it
Hilarious.
for you.
No, it's fine.
It's just like
No,
got
it's
really
alright.
loud, and
I had
it's the middle of the
money
night.
I had money on that you would take a while with Cheryl, so now I owe him money. So
Ain't you guys sharing your money yet? Are you waiting for the actual wedding?
I have. Oh, yeah.
Are you the money? Are you like the sugar mama? Is that what's going on? I mean, I imagine he makes bank with that crafting of his.
Does I have my money and then I have my business money.
Oh,
That
right,
is
yeah.
separate from our money.
That's sensible. You need our money, my money, business money.
Exactly.
Just to, yeah.
Just to do little pockets. Anyway, that's it.
All right, we better let Robin get a beauty sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, you think I'm beautiful?
Of course. Right. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna be able to sleep now. So,
You're welcome.
see you guys later.
I have
Fucking hell.
popcorn now.
He's just gonna go and go for a little wander on the deck.
It's to go absorb that. Like-
yeah. That's pretty big for him. Okay. So you make it to Cumberland. It is huge. It's like notably big for some of you. Ireland, this is you've never seen a city this size before. It is sizable, intimidatingly so. It's like several cities all added in together. With the traveling that Robin has done, you may have actually been to Cumberland before. Maybe not frequently, but I can see you have been here before. And for Bella, I can't imagine you've been here, but Antiva City is also fairly sizable, actually. So, although it's, I believe, bigger than Antiva City, could be wrong. I don't think I am. It's but for our mountain man, it's quite eye opening.
It's a lot.
Yeah, for your daily shelf, it's because like they travel past these, but they don't go into them. Listen, it's a lot for him.
All right.
Hey.
I just want to let you all know, and I look at Sharo, and I look at Arlen. You know how, like, in some of the cities that we have attended, things kind of stink, right? Because there's a lot of people and a lot of things, and there's a lot of pooping.
Yep.
Yes.
I just want to prepare you in a city this size. It's like 20 times worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Antiva is similar in size, and it smells like piss, shit, and sea salt air.
Yeah, all the time. And it's the closer you get to the water, it gets really fishy.
Yeah, fishy.
So, if you want, and I just go and I hand little smelling salts, like.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna ask.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, just stick it up your nostrils. Just yours, nobody else's. Because I think, like, you know, when you share bodily fluids, that's how you get sick. So, yeah, don't.
Can I have another one? I have another nostril that needs to be plugged in.
Yeah, and I want you to just look at your shoes.
Don't mouth breathe, Arlen's going to be worse.
He's
not wearing shoes. Shara's not wearing shoes.
You're not wearing shoes, Arlen?
No.
No, Cheryl.
Cheryl. Oh, I'm gonna look at Cheryl. I was like, Cheryl.
I don't want shoes.
You might want to get shoes.
You might want to get shoes, and when we leave, you're also going to want to get shoes. Because you're just gonna throw these away.
Because of
Yeah.
shit.
Piss and shit on the street, yeah.
If it's raining, it's even worse.
Oh, that washes off. That feels uneconomical.
It's gonna absorb into just thick 2 layers of socks, and just be prepared to buy some new shoes when you're done.
Now,
Okay.
Robin, have you ever thought of opening up a shoe store like at the exit of that city?
Do I look like a leather worker to you?
No, but you can just purchase and then resell.
Stop giving me ideas. I can't have more ideas. I don't have the money to fund them, and you're just making me sad, Arlen.
I'm sorry.
I have run out of elf fruit. I can't deal with this right now.
It's okay. We're not dealing with it right now, Robin. Don't worry.
Okay.
Right now, we're dealing with getting people shoes.
Just
or,
making
darling, Cheryl, we could give you foot wraps.
Okay. I trust you.
Oh.
I mean, if anything, just to protect yourself from the amount of glass that's going to be on the ground, too. Nails.
Why do people live in these places?
They have no other choice. But to.
Okay.
You've
Parties.
seen the other images.
No, I understand, but it's not just. It's more than just. Okay, yeah.
I get it. I get it. I don't know why. We'll get,
Rylan's over there already prepared.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get Cheryl some foot wraps or leather strips or shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, how big are his feet?
They're about the size of like a human man's, which is kind of big for an elf, but he's kind of tall for an elf.
Well, you know what?
so,
That's okay, because I got wide feet. Here you go, buddy. You can just borrow.
Okay.
You can just borrow my shoes. Like
Yeah,
I
alright.
brought 2 pair with me. I'll just get another pair on the way out. It's cool. In fact, this particular pair is very cheaply made, and I bought them specifically to sort of ride out Navarra. But these, you could wear these.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll get some. I'll get a good pair when I leave.
I'll get you some elf fruit. Deal.
I'm starting to have like actual, like a physicality to it. I don't.
Okay.
I've not. It's been some time. Like, Dara and I had smoked the last of the royal one, and it was like, oh man, shit.
It's
Well, we'll
hard to
get
go
you
back
some
after you've had the royal kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, it's just
Okay.
what we
We'll
can find.
figure it out.
a little anxious.
You guys managed to make your way through Cumberland with minimal issue. Rylan is pretty good at keeping you guys swiftly moving through. It seems he knows his way around here. And you're able to hitch a carriage fairly easily, but the amount of bank you guys have, I'm not counting pennies for how much it's going to cost you to get a carriage. But you managed to get a couple, given the size of your party and the size of who's in your party, to take you up to Navarra city itself. When you get there, as you kind of crest over and kind of see the stretch of city before you, there is an essence to Navarra city, which, for those of you who know, it has vibes of really, really old, and you could tell it's a place with royal history to it, quite specifically. You know, there's just certain cities that you can see, certain like European cities, and you know when it's got that sort of significant and medieval kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
It's got similar vibes here. And I imagine there is a hefty amount of buildings that have, and again, those of you who are well traveled will have seen, there are cities and buildings of significance and also just ruins in the wastelands that are relics when this was also the Tevinter Imperium. They have a very unique type of architecture to them, very pointy and severe and aggressive.
Aggressive architecture.
Yeah, where it's like, we're better than you kind of architecture, and that does carry through with some things, but they have their own style here. It is up to you. Are you going to carry on into the heart of the city itself, or are we going straight to the necropolis?
Go straight to the necropolis, I think.
Okay.
Get our business
I think
done
we should go,
first.
Yeah, go straight to Necropolis.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Our dragons.
yes, easy to see and find. The people who are driving the actual carriages themselves know where they're going, but you can see it on the approach. This building is grand. It carries its own significance. It is tall, sheer walls with very little windows in them as well. So, Bella, you're thinking, you know what? Well, nothing is impossible to scale. Yeah, scaling that would be difficult. There are 2 large, calling it sculptures, not quite correct, because they're not even statues. These are big, carved figures leading up to the entranceway, and they have quite grand looking headdresses and robes, but the faces are skulls.
This is
And they
why I
seem
like
to be-
Antiva. The architecture's decorative. A lot of things to hang on to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like, the place was developed and became successful because of people who quite literally need to be able to sneak into buildings.
Just saying.
So, pillared approach to lead you up to the necropolis itself, and it looks big from the outside, but this thing that you've been hearing, particularly Robin, with that role, that it's the size of a city. You will now get the impression that either they were talking about a small city or there's more underground.
Mm-hmm.
And you are able to approach. There are a number of guards posted up on the outside. Hard to judge exactly what they fight with. Some have weapons, some have what could be pole arms, or it could be aggressive staffs with blades on them. People who are guarding, and their armor and what they're wearing is quite decorative, actually. Like, this place carries the level of significance that even their guards look
Decked
really,
out.
yeah, real decked out. Really important people. But your carriage is dropping you off just shy of the actual walkway itself. You're gonna have to walk up towards the building itself, and they will be there to receive you. Are we going up with the full cohort?
I mean, oh, that's what we came with.
Yeah. All right.
Listen,
So we have-
I am a well-established trader and traveler.
Yes.
I have an entourage, and my entourage happens to include...
Yeah. We have our 3 elves and a very large human Avar man and our dwarven lady, and
I'm a merchant princess, bitches. Let's
stone-
go.
merchant princess, a
Wait,
stone
be careful how
golem,
you say that.
a stone golem. We have a Mabari hound and a dragonling. Approach the walkway. The instinctual closing in as people approach the doorway, with standing to attention and doing the usual, and you're like, what is your business? And there's a hesitancy when they really take in what all is included in your group, but they're ready to receive you regardless.
Oh yeah, I come with my my dwarven cheer. I was like, hey, Robin Cadret from Cadret, and I show like my seal from Cadret hair and skincare products. I believe I've got some business to attend here in here.
Bella will present the letter that's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we'll...
Yeah, give all my paperwork, my proper work, and this is my entourage.
I don't say a word. I'm just going to scowl at the
Don't
guards.
scowl. Just
Roll an intimidation. It's in communication.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Communication. I have seduction.
If you're staring him down and seducing him in doing so, I mean, that's your call.
Some people are
The
into
outcome
that.
may be, listen.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going to use what I can as far as intimidation to just be a very imposing presence.
Needless to say, there are multiple things about not only you, but the collective group that is somewhat intimidating.
except
So
for
between that
the dwarf.
and looking over the paperwork, they kind of nod their head and look to each other. Are you all coming inside?
Do you want me to leave the dragon out here?
Well, I was perhaps referring to the construct?
That is my child, and their name is Finch.
What?
Finch waves.
Yeah. I see.
They're their own person.
Did not. Okay.
It's okay, but it's new to many people.
It's we understand, but yeah, Finch is a sapient being, learning all about the new world.
Fascinating. Okay.
I imagine
Yes.
Finch was the one holding the heart, like the
Yeah, no,
Finch
Finch is
Because
definitely
nobody
the
else
one
has really
guiding
the strength
the
other than
dragon.
maybe Arlen.
I
dragon
will. Right this way, we have a member of the Mortalitasi who's going to talk with you about the matters at hand. Perhaps not the business proposal, right? Okay, yeah.
Yes, and not Inquisition. In the Adriana right now doesn't know words. Asking about a certain mage.
Mm. I will bring you into inside, and
Thank you
I
so
will.
much.
Yep.
It's perfect.
It's all of you really, but Arlen with the role and yeah, just you know what,
The
above his pay
construct
grade,
with the guide dragon.
above his pay grade, yeah. He's like, you know
Above
what,
his pay grade.
it's not my business. Okay. Turns around and goes in. The other guards sort of like go at ease and allow him to deal with this. But he will lead you inside, sort of like an entranceway initially, and it seems that this is it's certainly a large building. There's a lot going on the inside, but leads you off to a small side room. Stops, considers the room, seems to make a decision halfway through, and leads you down a further corridor to lead you to a room that is not really one of the entrance rooms, but it's big enough to fit all of you. So just kind of,
Thank
if
you
you
so
wait,
much. You have
it's
been
less
so lovely.
sitting. Oh, yeah.
You'll wait here? Yes? Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yes,
interrupt.
I need to see who's going to come to have these conversations with you. I'll be right back.
Thank you so much. You're a dear.
Can we get some snacks? Or even just like a little bit of something to drink. I'm just really parched. Not the water, like, you know, if you got just
Well, I can roll a persuasion over me.
Persuasion is in cunning, right? Or is it communication?
It's communication.
Oh, I do have persuasion too, so.
Listen.
We're fans of cheese.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they quite literally have royalty that comes through here. So he's like,
I know. I am a merchant princess. I don't.
right? I don't normally fetch thing, but I can find. I will ask someone to get that for you too.
Thank you. You're so nice.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Like, you've been so helpful. I'll let you pet the dragon.
Does it bite?
Yes.
Sometimes. Look, come here.
But at
Give
the
me
same
your
time,
hand.
like, how many, like, it's worth it.
Give me your hand.
Well, not if I lose a hand.
You're not
It's okay,
supposed
you're
to
not gonna
your
lose a hand,
I
it's fine.
Okay.
promise.
Yeah.
That's why the giant stone person is there.
She'll take the person's hand. She'll pet Sparrowhawk with one hand, the empty hand.
Like on on the hide. Yeah.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
hide, and then gently kind of replace her hand with his hand.
Oh. Those skills are very hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Makes him very
It's almost
happy.
time for
She
a
does
shed.
something, you know that like the crocodile rattle, you know, like the rattly purr kind of sound of the
Yeah. The one that feels like
does
a
that.
like a
yeah.
like it's coming from your chest.
Yeah.
Sorry, I make crocodile noises sometimes.
Hey, you
Perfect.
make all the crocodile noises you want. They're officially Sparrowhawk noises now.
That's
Yeah.
right. This is my house. I can do. Sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He will
Like,
vanish eventually. You see someone who is clearly an attendant that deals with like the officials here and also serving when they have like royalty and very high upstanding visitors who comes into the room looking confused.
I
But
feel like
has
Andrew and Sparrowhawk are like
uh,
laying together in a corner. They're friends. They're best
Yeah.
friends now.
They're
confused
snuggling.
at guests that they were not expecting, and then also with the contents of the room, but has like a little trolley thing that has some like finger snacks and some breads and cheeses and stuff, and then like a tray. There's like a thing with water and a thing with wine. Uh, uh, this is for you, and kind of nods,
Thank
bows,
you
backs out of the
so
room.
much.
Yeah.
You are so
Um,
lovely.
But you guys are left on your own. Ophelia, you are going about your daily duties. You have a particular case here that you've been working on, a body, as well as being aware of a certain issue that you have been tasked with figuring out how to handle that. But you are preparing a body, and you're doing it in coordination with some people who are a little higher than you because they deal with the final stage of
Right? The Morn Watch.
yes. They're fairly close now to doing the transfer over of bringing spirit into body, and then that final step of the process. But someone comes and knocks on the door, and muttered conversation with the person who's like senior in the room, and they kind of the eye roll of I don't have time for this, and then looks to you. It's like, you know who would have time for this? Ophelia. We have visitors here who are looking to ask some questions, I suppose, about Lady Dundas. Would you mind going and fielding those questions?
Oh. All right. Let me grab my book. Come on, Robert. Go.
All right.
So Ophelia in her black robes, washes
Yeah.
up her hands, grabs her notebook, and has this little fiery floating skull wisp floating about
Yeah.
her. She's walking around. Her
Yeah.
staff strapped to her back.
Robert, out in a visual sense to others or just to yourself?
Oh, in the necropolis, he's always out. Everyone's used to Robert.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Robert is.
Yeah.
Hello, Bob.
Robert, he like when your tea is steeping, he'll stir that sugar in for you. He'll all sorts of things.
All the
Fetch you
honey.
something from a shelf. Yeah. Yeah, so you head upstairs and you're shown to a room that is actually quite one of the big grand rooms. You're not expecting to have to speak to that level of guest necessarily. And when you enter the room, and purely, I guess, as a reminder to the audience at home, we have beautiful art, by the way, drawn by Satan herself. But you guys want to just describe to hey, and also Ophelia, what she's looking at in this room. You may also describe the NPC that is closest to your character.
Well, as you go in, you see maybe one of the more colorful people due to their hair. City elven woman, probably city elf, with this bright red hair. She's wearing nothing too flashy. It's just leather armor, a few bags, but she's very very well kept. It's not doesn't keeps herself clean. Beautiful hair. Like the products she uses, top notch. Skin flawless.
Probably everybody here has flawless hair and skin. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. She is standing up. She's not sitting. She seems rather short. She's about 5'2". And she just kind of looks at you and kind of tips her head. She has this really nice kind of sun-kissed skin.
Mm-hmm. And we have Andrew.
We do have Andrew. You will see next to her, always next to her, this big Mabari hound. It's just really beautiful, um, dark black fur, very well kept. It's also great products for her hair. Just laying close to her feet, and then laying next to Andrew, you see what you might think maybe another dog, but then the coloring's a little off, and that's not fair. That's scales. You see a dragonling as well.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
Sparrowhawk just lifts its head for a second.
Yeah.
And
Andrew's back.
Big yawn.
Yeah.
Lots of teeth.
Yeah.
And I imagine standing beside you is Shara, who's one of those tall for an elf, Fenris style.
Yeah.
But I'll show it just so you guys see. Dark hair, side shaves, wearing recognizably Dalish armor. You're aware of the sort of stylings of Dalish when there have been elves passing. It's not common, but you're aware of what they look like because you have a passing interest in elven culture. Standing very close to Bella. Silent type. Ireland.
type.
What's she looking at with Ireland? I feel like we just say sexy Santa, full stop.
Sexy Santa, full stop.
But there is
Sexy
more
Santa.
to him than that. Yeah.
Sexy Santa in a flannel.
But instead of having white hair,
His
and
lumberjack
beard,
days. Yeah.
blonde hair, long. I don't want to say haircut. I don't think we classify as a haircut. It's just long hair with braid on one side.
A mane.
Yes, a mane. Very tall man. Very
How
fair
tall?
skin.
How tall is Arlen?
I don't think we've ever established that, but I'd say 6.5 feet, easy.
Easy, yeah.
Oh, easy.
Could be taller than that. Yeah.
Could be
Mhm.
Tall
taller.
man.
Robin didn't
6'5".
have to get on her knees.
No, she did not.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah. And Robin.
Oh, so Robin is dwarf.
Mhm.
You look at them, and her hair is very gray and silver, but not in a way that would have, like, you can tell it's not a natural gray. Maybe there's like some little, like, some spots where it's like that's where someone's hair is turned gray, but it's a processed color. And it's just like, what the heck? Who does this? Who knows how to do this? Robin knows how to do this. Okay. Also, like, flawless skin, which is great because she is 35, and she is, she's a dwarf, and she's got on clothes, and she has a satchel with her that is like there is a whiff that sort of comes off of her, and it smells amazing, because she's always carrying scented goods with her, and especially in this city, holy shit, like there's so much shit, and there's so many dead people, and and sort of behind her, next to the dog and the dragon, taller than Arlen at 8 feet tall, is a very large construct, like stone construct with runes all over them, and this is Finch. And Finch is, as far as Robin's concerned, their child. Like, I have adopted them, and I am raising them. So.
As you enter, Finch is rather well-trained and friendly enough to just give you a wave, the stone construct. Just waves at Ophelia. What do they see when you walk into the room?
I had a question first. Since Ophelia studies the dead so much, would she have what golems are and what the dwarves
we use the
the
word
ancient dwarves
construct
have done?
Yeah, so you can roll a cunning roll, and if you feel that one of your focuses would apply to this...
Investigation, maybe?
Yeah.
Hey, dead people. Telling you.
yes, you know, in your study, because you're a lot of people here are the studious sort. A lot of them here, it's important for your role to be knowledgeable and well studied. But you're particularly well read in interests that take your fancy, and I would say that you probably know as much about how these stone constructs are put together as like the dwarves who study it. It's a fascinating process for you guys because it involves soul transfer, which is something that you here in the necropolis are quite familiar with.
Yep, that's our goal.
That's the ultimate what you believe is happening in the process of what you
Right.
do is the transfer. Yeah. So yeah, this is really cool to see one up close. I mean, there's definitely dwarves, especially those who are high up. So not just like regular good merchant, but like, you know, the really proper business empire style may have had one or two. So you've perhaps seen one in passing, but never up close like this. Mostly just books for you. So this is quite exciting.
So when Ophelia walks in, she's in long, dark robes, cinched at the waist, long, heavy sleeves. She has a leather-bound folio in one of her arms. Her staff, which is giving off kind of a fiery glow to the crystal at the top, is strapped to her back. She has some fine jewelry on her earrings, and a very fine signet ring that is a family heirloom on her finger. Floating around her, which you can all see, is a slightly transparent skull that looks like it's got a fiery glow around it too, and it's just kind of floating around her and looks like it's moving its mouth, but you can't hear anything because it's not speaking to you. So she comes in, and when Finch waves at her, she kind of like waves back. Like Finch is the most fascinating thing in that room at this moment. Like, she's looking for the human, the Navaran human she's supposed to be talking to, doesn't find one. I was like, oh, you are interesting.
Yeah. And then Robert is like, oh, never seen one of those up close.
Oh shit, that's a floating skull!
So you guys see the mouth moving like it's trying to talk. You don't hear the sound, but you can see it moving. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Is it saying anything? Because I've just put my finger in my ear, just rub it a little bit.
It's just turning to Robert. Yeah, I've never seen one up close before. This is fascinating. I wonder if they'll let me study him.
You should ask.
How can I help you? I'm Lady Van Kale.
Ooh, royalty?
No.
Oh.
Well, I'm here about the to work out a business deal with my company. I'm for the hair and makeup and skincare for the Dead product line that we are coming out with.
Oh. And who are you here to see?
They never gave me a name.
Oh.
But my friend here, and I point to Bella, has is actually here to see someone else on different business. Maybe that's what. Are you here for the ingredients, or are you here about what's her name?
Penelope Dundas.
Penelope.
Oh, Lady Dundas. And how do you know Lady Dundas?
Through a mutual
Acquaintance?
A spirit in the Fade told us about her.
A spirit in the Fade.
Yeah, spirit in the Fade.
You were in the Fade.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It was a weird time.
A long story.
Yeah.
We don't want to go back there.
Yeah,
were they actually there? You should. Wow.
Yeah, she'll kind of cock her head to the side towards Robert, kind of like, are they telling the truth? Like, she won't say that to him, but the look that she's given him.
Yeah, he knows that look. Yeah, they've seen some shit. You kind of see the motion of what looks like a skull laughing. Yeah.
It's that. What? May I don't want to be rude. your fiery floating skull friend.
Yes.
What are they?
Oh, Robert? Oh,
Yes.
don't mind him.
Was he just,
just-
laughing at us?
Oh no, he's
Seems
not
to-
laughing at you at all. He actually is very impressed with your travels.
Oh, I'm going to adjust my shirt. All right, all right.
Knowing that there's a tension on him, you see the skull like doing a little loop-de-loop.
Stop
Going
showing off,
off.
Robert.
Yeah, you might want to be
Ah.
careful. The dragon might think you're a toy.
Yes, don't
Oh, don't worry. The dragon can't hurt Robert.
Oh, I think it's a toy. Come on now.
it's not
I know.
Harlan's busy trying.
If it comes any closer, I might.
All right.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
So is it
So-
possible to talk to Lady Dundas?
So you're, if I understand correctly, you're here on behalf of a faith spirit to speak with Lady Dundas. Am I understanding correctly?
Right.
Yes.
Just, yeah.
I see.
Mhm.
Well, I regret to inform you that she is no longer among the living. But
Well,
if it is a faith spirit, Robert, perhaps you could get in contact with them. I'm sure they already know.
I can certainly try.
Thank you. Is there any message in particular you needed to pass on?
They were worried because contact with Lady Dundas had become quiet, which I am assuming is
It's because
no
she's
longer-
dead.
She's dead.
Yes,
Um,
that can happen.
And this was a very powerful Fade Spirits, and whatever connection they had, I'm sure was very important. And we agreed to pass along this message as part of a deal that we spoke of.
I see.
how long ago did Lady Dundas pass?
Recently, very recently.
Natural causes?
Would Ophelia know that? 'Cause she's been working with the body.
Yes, you would be aware. It does seem that after a lengthy struggle with an illness like a wasting sickness,
Yes.
she passed.
Sorry to say that she was very sick, and it took some time for her to pass, but she finally succumbed.
Oof.
If your friend, I'm assuming their name is Robert, as you keep addressing them as such,
Yes.
could possibly, there's not much I can give you to go on about this Fate Spirits, other than they were very powerful.
Oh.
The description that we saw, but that's possibly not the same image that they'll keep having. She'll describe this spirit, or at least what she saw. I personally don't remember.
Will Ophelia be able to recognize what type based on description?
This would be magical lore if you have it, or something a bit more akin to grave lore. But yes, you can certainly roll this cunning with magic lore.
I have arcane lore. Is that what you're talking
Yes,
about?
that's what I mean. Yeah. Whoosh, yeah, 17. It seems that it was the way that they describe their interaction with it, and knowing what you know about Penelope, it was likely a knowledge spirit.
Oh, wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a wisdom spirit?
I cannot be sure without meeting them for myself, but based off what you have described and what I remember of Penelope, then most likely, yes.
That puts things in a better light, at least.
You did not make a deal with the spirit, did you?
Possibly.
I mean,
We're here, aren't we?
Yes, but what is the spirit going to give you in return?
It's not necessarily what it gave us, it's what we gave it.
Oh. May I ask, what did you give it?
Can I, like, insight check this, like,
Yes,
make
yes,
like a
yes,
I
yes.
don't know.
So this is perception empathy for discerning feelings and emotions of others. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's a
So
stunt for, like, roleplay that I can use, but...
there can be. It gets a little murky water when it's PvP in terms of roles. I would say, given the impression that you're trying to give off, do you want to roll a persuasion roll, Ophelia, just to see where the numbers lie? But we can. I will pass off my answer to her regardless.
Persuasion is under communication?
It is indeed, yes. So just communication if you don't have the focus. Okay. So it seems that what you're getting, and once I've said this, you can add flavor onto it if you want, Kay. It's a very honest and genuine interest, and you're noticing that in talking about spirits and the fade and the dead, it feels like you're speaking about the cost of cheese in a shop. Like, it's so everyday conversation that not necessarily doesn't seem phased by what's going on, and it's not like a drilling down for secret knowledge, or she's not trying to get anything out of the conversation other than the actual understanding of what has gone on. If that is fair to say, you may agree with me, and if you have anything you'd like to add, Kay, you certainly can. She's able to pick up on the impression that you're giving. So
Yeah. So Ophelia is just honestly curious as to the interaction you had with the spirit. A little bit
Oh.
concerned if you made, some kind of
Yeah,
deal
a deal with
with
a
it.
knowledge demon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I will tell you if in exchange maybe you can help me understand exactly what went down there, since you seem to have knowledge of that.
Down, you mean with Penelope's illness?
No, with the Fade spirit.
Oh,
Robin needs to
I can
light.
certainly try,
Yes,
yes.
and maybe shine some light in that interaction.
Perhaps.
So, long story short, by some unexplained circumstances, we found ourselves in the Fade. And after what seemed to be a long journey, we did come in contact with many Fade. I would say they could be described as demons. And then, obviously, we are alive. We made it through. But we did come in contact with this spirit, this knowledge spirit, as he so put it. And they offer us a way out that we could not find ourselves. In exchange, for someone else to take our place.
Oh. So they let you go, and for each of you, took one back.
Exactly.
Did they name who?
No, we named two.
Oh. So you sold someone else in order to free yourself.
Yes, if it makes you feel any better, they weren't good people, at least on my end.
All relative. Don't know them, I don't know you.
Alright, I could not be a good person.
It's true.
But
I'm a great person. I'm amazing. So
it depends who you ask on me.
I didn't actually pick anyone personally. I let the spirit pick.
Yes, we could have let the spirit pick.
I see. So whoever the spirit may have had a vendetta with or curiosity about could have just pulled them through. But you would have not known.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
maybe I know them, maybe I don't. When it comes down to it, if it'll be a regrettable choice, I'll deal with it when I deal with it.
When it comes down to it, it was us versus them, and, well.
And, we're here, talking to you.
Here.
So.
Which is very impressive, I must say.
That we're talking to you or that we're here?
That you're here.
Oh,
Not
absolutely.
many
If you
go
think
through the
that's
fade and
cool,
come back.
we fucked up a whole dragon, okay?
We did. Not this
Oh,
one.
it
Not
was
this
an
this
amazing
one.
Like,
fight.
not
This
even
is
like
our
a
baby.
normal dragon, like an elven
No.
god, okay?
Yeah, like a god. To our knowledge.
Listen.
What about the big demon that we took down before we were
And
sent?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
there
impressive.
that.
I was
Mhm.
riding it and just hitting the back of his
Yep.
head.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And we
As they're all
wrestled some
talking at
people.
once, Ophelia starts scribbling down some notes in her journal.
Yeah.
Robert's popped back in, but is politely waiting, turning conversation, but will lean into you at one point and be like, they certainly seem rather fate-touched, wouldn't you say?
Agree. Were you able to make
Fascinating.
contact?
Yes.
Anything of note?
Well, I believe they may have now made contact now that she's passed to the other side. They did have a rather notable relationship. I suspect perhaps that will be who we are binding soon.
Ah. That makes a lot of sense. I should tell the senior.
Yes.
Is everything okay?
Oh yes, everything's fine. She's just scribbling a few more notes.
What's
You think-
what's
To
the
your friend.
what's the info like?
Yeah.
With the
can't-
seniors.
We can't hear Robert.
No, we
Um,
cannot. I'm sure you're aware of this.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Everything is in order. Message has been passed along, so I believe your end of the bargain is complete.
And that's it? There's no repercussion? There's no...
Repercussions
well,
was
other
what we
than
paid to get out.
The individuals you trapped in the fade, but that is on your conscience, not mine.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? I sleep like a baby at night, so hey.
Some of us do.
And may I ask, you are quite curious yourself.
Oh yes.
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm an acolyte among the Mortalitasi, if you could not tell by my regalia.
I could not. I am not very well aware of what goes on within these walls, to be honest. But I would.
Oh,
love to
not many
know.
get to visit. I was actually quite surprised to find you in this room. It's normally reserved for the nobility and the royalty.
We were
I
just a
mean,
large group.
I pointed at the ladies and like, they are nothing but queens to us.
Oh,
I
He's
mean,
quite
figure
the
of
charmer,
speech.
isn't he?
Yeah, figure of speech.
Figure of speech, of course.
I do not get to travel
appreciate
often, so I sadly do not meet many outside of the walls of this city.
it. Is there ever anywhere where you would love to go?
Oh, many places. Many places. Ruins, ancient.
seen
There's some
Ruins.
ruins, yes.
Oh, there are ruins everywhere. I've seen all of them in books.
Well,
Like,
we've seen some in person. We went through a lot of Dalish elven ruins.
Oh,
Quite
is it
beautiful.
by choice that you don't leave, or you just don't have like the means?
oh, you see, I'm an acolyte, so I'm just finishing up my training. I'm very busy. People die.
They do. Sometimes we help them along.
An
Yes.
actual rattly laugh from Robert there.
They'll die every day, and they have to be buried properly.
Hmm.
Necropolis must keep running. Must be secured. Is there anything else that I can do for you?
Why must the necropolis be secured, I asked? Just as someone who doesn't really know much.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want the dead to leave.
Excuse me, what?
me?
I just
Do you not
spit
know
out
what
the
happens
ale
here?
from my nose.
You see, when the Navaran are buried, we invite the spirit back into the body after it is properly prepared.
Why?
And they are allowed to live within the necropolis.
So you have a bunch of people who are dead but alive,
Oh, yes.
and
So we can visit our ancestors and learn from them.
What if the soul doesn't want to be bound back?
Oh, well, that sometimes can happen, but it's very rare that that actually happens.
This is very interesting.
Mhm.
Huh.
Ophelia, dear.
Yes, Robert.
They're perfect.
Are they? Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Mm.
Robin,
Yes,
your
I
name
grabbed
was
some
it?
finger
Yes.
food.
Yeah, Robin.
You said you had some products that would help us in our preparing of.
Yes, the bag. Yes.
Especially if they're going to be walking around after.
I mean, with that new information,
Mhm.
ooh,
Yeah.
All right. So I actually know someone we can get you in contact with because we are always looking for better materials.
You will
And if you
not
could
get better, I
provide-
can assure you.
Yeah, I mean, look at us.
And
She'll
we're
just
alive.
Flip her hair, and we're alive.
She'll be jotting down a few notes. Robert,
Mhm. Yes.
can you go get the overseer, please?
Of
We
course.
have and one of the accountants. We will need to be making deals.
Yes. Quite. Oh, I can't wait. He just floats off.
Is everything all right?
Oh yes, so business deals. So if we are to come to a trade agreement, all the proper paperwork must be signed.
Contracts,
Yeah,
logistics,
we'll find
pricings.
you a nice place to stay within the city while we come up with all of the arrangements. It does take a little bit of time.
Like this.
We will need to see samples. We will need to do
standard.
Yeah.
I'm preparing like my display at this as you're speaking for the overseer. Like,
A place to stay within Navarre City or the necropolis?
within Navarre City. Yes, the necropolis is more of a place of work. Some of us do live here, but not all. We do have
Okay.
mage towers like everywhere else. I do not
Nice.
live within these walls. I work in them.
Right.
so you're a mage.
Yes, of course.
like
Not
who
that.
else is gonna have a floating skull, Arlen?
That's fair. That's
I mean-
fair. And she's got
Yeah.
Yeah.
a glowing staff.
So tell me,
Yes.
what animal speaks to you?
Animal.
That you're not able to understand any animals? Maybe you haven't discovered them yet.
I'm not sure of what you speak. You mean when animals die? Do I hear them as well?
No. Alive and well. I know a mage that speaks to ants and whales. I mean, spectrum. And one that speaks to magpies, I think. So, do you know what animal you can speak with?
Like I'm standing behind
Uh,
Arlen and
yeah.
looking at Ophelia, and I'm just mouthing.
Just to go with yes, because you obviously know rather extensively that what he's talking about is not possible.
Yeah.
So clearly someone has perhaps been pulling his leg.
I'm sorry, but I do not know of any animals that I can speak to. But the dead, absolutely.
Okay. I mean,
Would
maybe one day you'll be able to explore the world, and suddenly you'll find yourself face to face with a lizard and conversation.
That would
never
be
know.
fascinating.
They must have
Thank you.
great thing to talk about.
Lizards?
Yeah.
Wonder what a lizard has to talk about.
Probably.
I mean,
not much.
whatever bugs they eat, who they seen, how
Some
they
lizards. You know what actually would be really, really cool? Like something I've always wanted to know what they're actually thinking is turtles.
That's fair.
Like lizards are cool and all, but like have you
What about a
Turtles
tortoise
live-
that
yeah, they live forever.
Yeah.
like can you imagine like being alive for like over 100 years and just existing at,
I mean, there's people here
at,
apparently that have been along
at the
a lot.
pace that they've lived. Like, wouldn't it just be great just to be a giant tortoise just vibing? Like,
As you say that, entering the room is a real like Hugo Weaving looking motherfucker with like the eyebrows. In robes of similar coloration to what you see with Ophelia, and that it's all very blacks, deep grays, and reds. He clearly is carrying a bit more importance, perhaps, or at least seniority within the establishment. But enters, pauses, gives you a look, Robin, and then just looks to Ophelia.
I mean,
Is the business concluded?
We will need accommodations for them and to see the samples.
the
They
samples are on
a
display.
value?
Right.
And also, they may be able to help with the other business.
Hmm.
Can I hear this?
Yes, this is a dude's just entered. Yeah, you can hear them talking.
Just a dude.
This is a dude. He isn't a talking syllable. You do see the floating
just-
skull
this
kind
is
of
just Hugo
coming in
weaving.
here.
Like
This is just Hugo weaving.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Hugo weaving.
The eyebrows.
What other matter, if I may ask?
Oh, we have many, and they all involve the dead.
Right, but we're alive.
Yes.
Oh,
you
yes,
said
and I
we
would
could
like to
help.
keep you that way.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's not many people that want to keep me that way.
Well, I would like to keep you that way. Okay, bestie?
I know.
Don't die on me. What am I
know,
gonna-
my heart is not
How,
true.
I can't raise a dragon by myself. I just broke up
I
with
know,
my
darling.
boyfriend.
It's fine. I'm here. I'm alive. It's fine.
You
Okay.
what?
Oh,
May I ask, though,
Hmm.
would it be possible to have a conversation with Finch, was it?
you're gonna have to ask Finch.
You're the wrong
Finch,
person.
Mm-hmm.
are you able to speak?
Yeah.
Yes.
So slow.
You get it. It's rather than like weary exhaustion, it is simply exceptionally slow cadence.
It's like if a turtle could talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
If you are amenable to it, I would like to spend more time with Finch while you are here, concluding your business.
Again,
Madam Cadron?
that's up to Finch.
Can I touch the skull?
Oh, Robert! Finch would like to touch you.
Floats over.
I love
And you
it.
just see Finch like trying to. Why is it doing that?
Oh, he's a wisp. Fascinating,
Robert's
isn't it?
giggling, like tickling him.
He likes it.
Oh. All right. Just keeps doing
I
it.
think this is going to be a very valuable interaction for Finch.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
no, Finch is, I mean, I'm just watching this and this is valuable.
Yeah, Ophelia, you become aware of a sigh that was not necessarily meant to be picked up from everyone, but you're quite familiar with the sigh of this gentleman. We'll call him Navis Zilran. That's him.
Sup,
Navis. I will
Navis?
type it in chat for you. Yeah, Navis. It's Lord
He
Zilran.
looks like
to me.
he feels like a Namus.
Lord Zelron, huh?
Here you go, weaving motherfucker. For the notes. We need to wrap up the business downstairs.
Oh, yes.
Lady Kano.
Apologies.
Hmm.
If you'll excuse me, I have to get back to my work. Is there anything else I can do for you in the meantime?
I mean,
I
I'm
think
good. I'm all right.
fine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
May I request, though, that
Yes.
should we be doing any dealings or anything, that you be present? I'd like
Oh,
you.
of course, absolutely. I would want to be there.
Of course. Thank you so much.
You're
Mm.
welcome. Come along, Robert. We have much to do.
Okay. Floats behind you. You just hear the sound of the stone construct going, oh.
Oh, you made a friend.
Poor thing. You get to play with
I
Robert
pat
again.
Finch's knee There, buddy.
Yeah. I like him.
Aw, I'm glad.
I'm sure Robert likes you too.
Yeah, you seem to have a great time.
Making friends already, I see.
I am a very friendly person.
I just like you. I'm like so proud.
They grew up so fast.
So proud. I am.
Making friends.
I'm so proud.
You are led outside and down a corridor, and before you are brought downstairs to deal with the business, kind of rounds and stops and looks at you, Ophelia. Well?
Well, I feel like I suitably distracted them enough to stay within the city, but if anyone might be able to find our missing person, it might be them. Robert seems to think so.
He's a rather good judge of character, I suppose.
Yes. Not led us astray yet.
All right. I will leave it in your capable hands then.
Of course.
All right. Do what you must.
Thank you.
You will be provided with what you need. How do you wish to transport yourself?
Excellent. I will let you know the list of items I might need for the journey.
Make haste. This is not something we want out for longer than it has to be.
Of course.
I'll deal with the body. Well, carry on now. You'll
As you say.
turn around and go and deal with Penelope. Robert's just hanging out at the back. I think he likes me.
Is he saying that about Finch?
No, about him, but both.
We all like you, Robert. You know that.
Are we going to tell them?
Tell who?
Your new friends.
Oh. In good time, if they need to know.
Are you just going to start following them around?
Well, Finch is very fascinating. You liked Finch.
I did.
So I imagine we'll be spending a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
At least until our task is done.
Finch, I get a sense they are were creative, I suppose, is how I could sum that up.
Creative? Fascinating.
Yes. Maybe a craftsman or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Can't
You
wait to
mentioned their
find out.
craft.
I don't know. I just
Okay.
I got a vibe check.
Well, we will see, won't we?
All right. Let's go show them to the local hotspot.
All right. So Ophelia will get to go lead them over into, I'm guessing, a very grand suite of rooms in a very grand, like, tavern or location, hotel
yeah.
of some sort.
Nice fancy place. They got cucumber water here. This
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Well looked after. Yeah,
Resort.
pillows folded with. So Ophelia is able to hook you guys up with a nice place to stay.
Wow.
Oh, yes. When we're making proper business deals, we want to show every comfort.
Yeah, I'm just surprised the amenities were extended to us besides Robin. She's the one.
Well,
I mean, you are my
She's
entourage.
saying it because she's an elf for the poor dear. That's cute.
Oh, is that why? Oh, you are her entourage, are you not?
Yes.
And you all survived the Fade, and you're nice enough to let me spend time with Finch. I don't see why I shouldn't afford you all the same comfort.
I mean,
That sounds reason enough for me. Like, don't, you know what they say? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
you guys are gifting horses?
I don't know. It's a weird, like, I thought that was a human catchphrase.
Listen, you say human, but different people.
Lowlanders, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
Ivar
I know.
is
That's
human
why
plus.
you're not. You're like you're an Alvar. You're not just.
You're
it's
human
different.
plus. Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah. You're the best kind of human, Arlen.
Oh,
Excuse me. I'm just surprised that some
Mhm.
of this has gone quite smoothly. I'm not used to it.
No offense, Ophelia, but I mean, look at him.
I'm gonna strike
He is
a gentle pose, and
very
somehow
large
there's
man.
hair.
There's
My
the
hair just.
there's the wind that comes in.
Yeah.
Natural wind.
It's like that one cow with the wig that's like blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Beyonce fan.
I am majestic. I'll have you know. When are we going to hear about the other business proposition that your colleague talked about?
Oh, when preparations are made. First, we want to see the samples that Robin brought.
I
We
had
want
them
that
out on the
business
table, and
to
then
be
you brought me
concluded,
here.
yes?
I had to gather them all.
Sure. And we would like to see how the samples work on different types of skin, different kinds of
Oh.
hair, different situations. You might be able to consult.
One
On
of
all
the
of
things
those
you're gonna
things.
be so excited about, right? Okay, so we have been working on this because when you're dead, you don't produce like your natural oils that you would normally produce and secrete, right? Of course. So that can really like fuck with people's hair, and I don't know like about other people, but hair is like armor, right? Like it. Well, pulls out a sample. This is a scalp oil specifically made for the dryness of death. And I like hand you this.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, I will be sure and try it on one of our older members of the necropolis.
There you
He's
go.
been there for almost 5,000 years.
Oh.
He
Wow.
definitely needs an oil treatment. Now, on top of
We
all
call
of
him
that,
Flaky Francis. I love that it's only Ophelia that gets to hear these things.
Yeah.
Robert,
I don't
don't
get to
need
drink
to
any
point
booze
it
when I'm here,
out.
so
Francis is already self-conscious about it.
not self-conscious enough, clearly.
Emma, you have killed me.
Yo, well.
Oh my god, flaky face.
That's this season's instance of awareness.
Instance of awareness.
This bitch
Find
haunted.
out what their plans are, dear. See if they're going anywhere.
Oh, Robert is curious where you plan to go next. You had said everything about your travels. Where are you going to go next?
We are kind of exploring this side of the continent for a bit. We're not planning on staying in Navarra too long.
Oh. And after Navarra? You going to any ruins? I hope not back to the
knows?
Fade.
No, we don't want to
Not
go
on
back there.
purpose, that's for sure.
Not on purpose.
The fate's coming here, they don't need to.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a hole in the sky.
Oh, yes, we did see that.
Yeah. Like, it's not as prominent from here, but it's
still there.
It's still there, yeah.
We did send some to find out what that was about, but we haven't heard word.
You know, I think there's a Navarian that's part of the Inquisition, if I'm not mistaken.
What's the Inquisition?
Oh. Sit down, Ophelia.
I'm gonna pull out some wine and some goblets. All right, we'll be here for a while.
Explain the Inquisition.
Yeah, it can be explained. When it gets to a part, perhaps your own insight or asking around with people that are in the tavern, but you hear that dear old Cassie Pendergast has found herself over there. You'd be aware of her and her prominence in serving the divine.
Yes. She hasn't been in Navarre in a long time.
A while, yeah. She's been elsewhere, but seems to be making a name for herself outside of Navarre. Dear old Cassie.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all there is to know about that.
Like her cousin, like 36 times removed or something.
Yeah. On the tree somewhere, yeah.
May I ask your interest in where we're going?
Oh, I'm just curious. You have given me all this information on these fascinating places that you visited. I was wondering if you're going somewhere else. Fascinating. If I might come along.
Oh.
What was that, Robert?
Aren't you an acolyte? Aren't you supposed to stay in the necropolis?
Right,
I
you said so earlier.
But after some thought and a long conversation with the overseer, I have requested to do research outside of the city to complete my training.
I feel like this is the moment. I know we're at time.
Yeah.
Where are we currently? Are we just in a room discussing?
In our suite.
In your apartment.
You could be in a suite, yeah, and the little,
Yeah.
yeah.
In our Airbnb.
Yes.
If they're all sitting, because I'm assuming after this long talk,
Yeah.
Bella just kind of leans in, and there's a very intense stare. Like she's trying to see through you.
Philia just stares back.
You see, you see Robert like popping up like from behind her shoulder, just like to look back.
Ooh.
What exactly are you researching?
Oh, well, I thought I made that clear. The dead.
Dead people.
I study death magic. I'm a necromancer. I mean, how else would I get Robert? Right, Robert?
Did you bring Robert back from the dead?
Oh, well, he is a wisp, so not necessarily dead, but I did bring him over from the Fade.
Oh.
So
I
if we were
called
to
out
get caught in
and
the
he
fade
appeared.
again, you could get us out?
Oh, well, I don't know about that, because I've never been in the Fade. I could try.
How about...
Conga lines happen a lot in the fade. Surprisingly.
How about this? And she'll look to her group. Let's see how this business that we can help you with goes. Then we'll talk.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. We'll give you a
Fascinating
trial
woman.
run with this business and see how that goes. You know, like a, what do they call that? Not a sabbatical, that's the opposite.
Trial period sounds about right.
Yeah, but there's another word for trial that I'm trying to figure out.
Probation.
Probation. A
Oh.
probationary period.
Can
Oh,
you, like...
That sounds fair, considering that we're trying out your products and making sure that we'll have a good business arrangement. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Can I...
You want to do another empathy roll?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. Ophelia, can you, given the nature of what's going on, roll a deception roll? Although I feel like it's just communication also.
Probably communication.
I don't think you have a focus for it.
No.
Yeah.
Not used to deceiving people.
No. Is this just a vibe check you're doing?
It is.
Bella?
She's like,
Or-
I need to get out for research. Like,
It's
Bella's
not
already
every
listening
day
or
adventurers
something
come.
else.
It's not every day adventurers come in that have been to the Fade and fought a dragon.
Yeah.
And have a
there's-
construct with a spirit in it.
You can tell that while perhaps she's being somewhat flippant's maybe not the right word, but just like, adventuring, maybe I could come. It feels like there is like an edge of need to her voice. Of really quite needing if not assistance, then the ability to travel. So you don't know exactly what it is, obviously, because you can't read the thoughts, but you are aware that there
Yeah.
is like that hint
There's
of
something. There's like an underlying.
really hoping that you're just gonna be like, sure,
Yeah.
why don't we travel
We'll do a
together?
trial run, probation period. We'll see how we get to know each other throughout this process.
Of course.
All right.
If we weren't
She's
able to get
crafty,
along
I
together,
like
it would
that.
be. I'm sorry, Robert. What?
She's crafty, and I like that.
Oh yes, I do too. Oh, Robert likes you, Bella.
Thank
I
you.
think she may be onto us. We should be extra sweet.
Oh, yes, I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Robert's very fascinating. I'd love to be able
Isn't
to hear what
he?
he says.
So far, he seems to like all of you, particularly you and Finch.
Ah, I'm honored. I am quite likable, I will say. If you're the right person. But
I like you.
I know.
I am definitely the right person.
You are.
Mhm.
Some people don't like me at all, but we don't have to talk about those people. We can
Yeah,
talk
most of
about
them aren't
us.
alive anymore, so it's okay.
Oh, I might be able to help with that.
No, that's okay. We
No,
don't.
no, no, they can remain.
Yeah. That way.
I was making a joke.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. Clock set.
So with the agreement to go about this business deal and establish things for Robin and hopefully coming to arrangements, perhaps agreements being made about traveling out with Navarra for no good reason at all. What do you mean? We will leave our session there. We have met some interesting new people,
Mhm.
and we will see where it takes us next session.
I just want to say
Thanks.
we're at 1,169 followers, so nice.
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 I had to say that.
Nice.
So thank you everyone for coming and showing up. This has been a great start of the year for this season. I'm super excited to kind of just get back and work and play and bring some amazing content for myself and for my friends so that everyone can watch. As far as the rest of the week goes, oh man, this is not the only premiere technically this week. On Wednesday, I'm going to be back and I'm going to be in the hot seat because season 2 of my Animorphs tabletop game, we use a hack of Blades in the Dark done by On the Forefront, is coming back. If you know anything about me and you know anything about Animorphs, it's a lot of trauma involving child soldiers, and it's a whole thing, and I'm super excited. I have a bunch of amazing people that I run this game for, and it's a dream come true for me. As far as other things and other projects that I have, sometime in the next couple weeks, I forgot the exact date, but I will be over on Sword and Key on every other Sunday, doing Brundlewood Bay there. In fact, when we're done with this, we will be raiding Sword and Key as they are alive. Other than that, the Discord link, let's get that shit up. So if you are interested in joining the community, maybe eventually getting in games and all of that great stuff, get in our Discord. I will be casting sometime in March. We are going to have it's a fan-made Persona tabletop game. So if you're into some of that, my friend Celeste will be he'll be running it. But yeah, that's what's in the pipeline. There's stuff in the pipeline. Everybody else kind of like in this opposite direction that we did our intros. Where can we find you on the internet in the next 7 days and all that good stuff? So, Kay, you are first up, friend.
My name is the K Phoenix, otherwise known as K. I play Ophelia, and I'm so excited to be here. I started out as a viewer, and I'm excited to be part of the team. Thanks, guys.
Yay.
God, who's
Alex,
first?
you.
It's me. Hi. I'm Gambit. You can find me on the Twitter, which is now a hellscape. And I'll be here not next time. I'll be there in 2 weeks, as I am moving next week, and I need to move all of the stuff that you can't see behind me anymore.
Yeah.
I have my big muscles to help me, so I'll make short work of it.
Good.
Fabulous.
Hi everyone. My name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp on the internet. You can find me here. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on TikTok, all under Alyssa Vamp Art, as I do art as well, mostly on the internet, and play games. If you follow me on any of those, you can see whenever I'm playing a live game. Right now, I only really have this and a Sunday morning Nexus Adventures game at the Hype Gobbling that are live constantly. But I have a lot of home games. I won't lie. There's too many. But yeah, that's me, and where you can find me, and how you can find me.
Nice. Hello, I'm Emma, or Hummalou on the internet, and this is my only game on the internet, so that you can see me here next week.
It's alright.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, apparently, so we are, like I said, we're gonna go give a raid over to our friends over at Sword and Key. And it looks like they're gonna have a Ryotama casting call up soon. So if y'all are interested in some Studio Ghibli goodness, like, that's got that vibe. Yeah, that's who we're gonna go say hello to, give a big old Raptor Pack welcome to our friends. I love Ava and everyone that runs this channel. They're definitely a friend. They were in earlier. So yeah, and otherwise I'll see you Wednesday, and we will see you next week. Bye. Everybody wave.
Bye!
It's a good time.